Down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you throwing bands, then you know she gonna take it. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Ty. Y'all know what I'm here for. You know I'm still here in Puerto Rico, but y'all know what I came on here. Had to come on YouTube so I could review Season 2, Episode 2 of P.Valley. And the episode is titled 7 Pounds of Pressure. But before I get into that, you know, I'm down here getting naked. I'm enjoying myself. Before I get into that, I got to give a shout out to my lovely subscribers that's watching this show with me, holding me down and keeping this channel going and growing. So shout outs to folks like Savannah Rivers, Amor Dupree, June BLC, House of Sir James, Lamont Simpson, Tia D, Karima Khadija, Saxon Heights, Nicole Williams, R.C. Kroger, Quiet Guy, Naya, and the Soul Firm Entertainment. Did I say House of Sir James? Yes. Penny, Atif, all you wonderful people. Shout outs to you. Thank you, thank you. And y'all too can do what? You can subscribe too if you haven't already. Just hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Come on here and comment and just do what you got to do. So anyway, let's get down to this review of P.Valley Episode 2 for second season, 7 Pounds of Pressure. So, they're doing auditions. They're getting some new dancers up in there. New dancers for the Pink. And what's the name wasn't really for this. Mercedes wasn't really for this. But I thought this whole thing was funny. The whole montage of the auditioning for the strippers was really funny. You have the lady online, Big Bone. She was sexy. She had that big old... And that dude was like, yeah, give me your name and number, girl. She had the body. She definitely had the body. And then you saw the one girl, I think that was Roulette, who the guy went up to her and said, you know, you might want to get in line for like the cleaning lady or something. She said, don't try to play me. I know what I'm doing. I thought that was funny. But the funniest part of those scenes was the montage of all the different strippers. You had one that set herself on fire. You had one that swallowed a snake. You had a guy that nobody was feeling. I think Uncle Clifford was feeling him, though. You had somebody that was Big Bone that went up the pole and kind of couldn't get up the pole, but, you know, she shake that booty. There was one playing basketball. I would have hired that one. That one that was playing basketball. But I thought that was funny. But Mercedes is not feeling any of this. You know why? Because she's feeling like, you know, she's getting older. She's the head, you know, in charge here. She's like, come on now. Now you want to bring some new blood in here. She's totally not for it. But she was impressed with those two. And she decided to select she was going to select the 3. She ended up selecting 2, which was Whisper and Roulette. And then as she was about to select her next person, here come Autumn Night saying, oh, the next one is going to be Big Bone. And Mercedes didn't like that. She said, listen, the girl can't dance just because she got a big butt. There's an art to this. You just can't hire her because she got a big butt, but she did anyway. And you see there's a lot of tension this season because with Autumn Night being the owner, you see she got tension between her and Mercedes. There's tension between her and Uncle Clifford. And what she did to Uncle Clifford that pissed him off is she moved the reopening of the Pink up a few days, and it happened to be on his birthday, and he is furious. And he said, you think you the boss? You know, you might be the owner, but I'm the boss. And she basically told him he don't know how to handle business and insulted him. And that had him so pissed off. He was so pissed off. And then I love that scene with him and his grandmother, played by the wonderful Loretta Devine. He came home pissed off to the highest of festivity. I know that's not a word, but he was pissed off. And his grandmother said, you ain't killed that bitch yet? She said, what's she do now? And so as that was going on, who knocks on the door? Who comes by? But Lil Murder. And y'all know Lil Murder is on the down low. He's still not all open about himself. But he came by because he wanted to say something to Uncle Clifford. But he was talking to Grandma. And as he's talking to her, Clifford is standing by it. So he could see Clifford from the mirror reflection. And he said, you know, I just wanted to make things right. I did some things wrong, and I just wanted to speak to him before I go on tour. Now, the funniest part of that whole thing was Uncle Clifford was already saying, it's my birthday. I'm turning 40. I'm still living with my grandmother, and I haven't had no DICK in 5 months. And then grandma quit back and said, you think that's something? What about 15? But then the funniest part is she said to Clifford, she said, now you was complaining about not getting none and not having no DRC cake. And Amazon just sent one right to your door. That was hilarious. I thought that was very funny. I thought that was very clever. I like this show, really cracks me up. And so that was their situation. And then we see Uncle Clifford going out to empty the garbage or whatever. And then he gets grabbed. And these people had on those masks, you know, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? But of course, it wasn't nothing serious. It was his friends taking him out to give him a birthday surprise. But that was funny too when he was I knew that wasn't going to be anything serious. I figured it was going to be something like them surprising him for his birthday. But when they did that, he went and he got into it with his little friend, and then he went and got some action from some guy or whatever. But that was that. But now, one of the things that got on my nerves in this episode is Keyshawn and Derek. And she just stays with this loser. He yelling and screaming like a madman when he tells her that he know that she went on down to the 99-cent store and saw Diamond. But right before that scene, he was really pissed off because he can't get charges pressed on Diamond because the police officer basically, if we press charges on him, we got to press charges on you too. So we're not going to press charges on Diamond. And he was furious about that. And that scene pissed me off because I was just annoyed with Keyshawn walking around there like a little maid serving the Derek. I understand you serving your man, but you serving your man, not this guy. This guy's a jerk. He don't need to be served. She's serving him, and she's serving the police officer, and then she sat down with the police officer, and he did say to her, he said, I hope you're not doing that internet porn. She said, no, I got other stuff going on. That was kind of funny. But then her conversation with Derek is dangerous. Derek confronted her about saying, I heard you was down there with Diamond, and she tried to lie at first, and he's screaming like a maniac. And she said, no, that's not what happened. And she told him, he did say some things to me, and she tried to chest him. She said, now, he did say something about you calling him the N-word and all that. And he was like, I wouldn't say that. But we know he did say that. But basically, I didn't like that scene. I don't like her with him. I don't know why she's with him. He don't have a job. He has a horrible temper. He's abusive. She needs to get out of that situation because his temper is horrible. And then did y'all catch when she said, how did you know I was at the 99-cent store? Homeboy said he got a tracker on the phone. He know where she at. Dude, what kind of relationship is that? You talk about, oh, it's dangerous out there. No, it's dangerous in her home messing with you. You got a tracker on the phone. How insecure are you? That really, really bothered me. And then he doesn't want her to go on this tour with Lil Murda. He told her, he don't like the way Lil Murda looks at her and all this other stuff. But she is kind of clever because when he had the meeting with the manager and stuff about the tour, she did this whole thing where she was basically saying to him, acting like she didn't like the deal and the deal got to be a certain way, this, that, and the third. But she did all that playing mind games on Derek to make it look like, she's negotiating, doing things better. And then you seen her text the guy and say, listen, thank you, I got it from here. So she had to work her magic. But I'm saying that's not a healthy relationship where you got to do all that to just get things done the way you want them to be done. I can't wait till when she finally leaves him because the dude is no good. He's definitely no good. Let's talk about now. This was a hilarious scene to me too. Mercedes' mother she's got commercials where the blessings reside, She's pretty much doing well with her ministry, giving out food, got commercials going. Her business is going pretty well. But I'm wondering, how is her relationship with Mercedes now? And I guess they will get further into that as the season progresses. Also, we saw in tonight's episode, Mercedes out here competing with the two younger ladies, Roulette and Whisper. And, her shoulder was hurting her. And one of the young ladies tried to play and tell her, Grandma, we're going to give you some, she didn't say Grandma, but basically that's what she said. I'm going to give you some green rubbing alcohol. Basically saying, listen, you old time and, it's a new time now. And you could tell that really bothered Mercedes. And then when they did the scene where they were performing, and those girls was doing some fantastic tricks, climbing up and up on each other and spinning and flipping and booty up in the air. I love this show. Booty up in the air, doing twists and turns and jiggling and double teaming. And you know, Mercedes is used to being the it girl, so she said, oh, no, hold on. I'm gonna get up on that pole too. But see, that shoulder, she got all the way up there and fell. And it was like, whoa. But then when she got up, when she came to, Diamond was there. And he did some sort of ritual, and that's where we get this episode's title of 7 Pounds of Pressure. He was doing something to his shoulder, and then he's snapping and clicking, and I don't know what all that stuff is. I guess it's some kind of, you know, whatever rituals or whatever. He was snapping and clicking and little crystals and all this stuff, and she was, you know, flinching and doing all that. And Uncle Clifford said, well, damn, if he doing all that without touching you, imagine what the D do. I said, this show, the writers on this show, they are hilarious. And so we found out that the issue is, he said that he just removed 7 pounds. We seen him doing this stuff, and he's moving stuff and putting on the weight, but there was nothing there. So I guess this was like a spirit. I said, what is he, a spiritual chiropractor? And he said, you know, that there was 7 pounds of pressure on her, and that's from pulling a trigger or whatever. So then she starts yelling at Autumn, Night, you got me all into this. She's all in her feelings and pissed off. And long story short, she basically told Autumn, Night, you gonna have to sleep somewhere else, sister. You can't sleep up in here. You can't stay with me no more. And I'm trying to understand, you this big time owner, you ain't got your own place? What's going on? You should have your own place. But yeah, the tension is there between them. You know, her and Autumn and Uncle Clifford, it's a lot. But see, Autumn is learning something valuable too. She cannot run the pink the way that Uncle Clifford does, because they don't respect her the way they respect Uncle Clifford. And when you saw things were getting a little chaotic at the opening, things were getting chaotic without Uncle Clifford being there, because, you know, he was pissed off. Like, he's like, you don't do this on my birthday. We ain't ready. And he was kind of right. At the end of this episode, we see Andre coming to the pink, because now Keyshawn, she got to stay at the pink. So Andre goes to the pink, and I'm like, how he get in here? He gets in somehow. They have a conversation. They do what they do, whatever. And she's telling him she's not going to sell, because remember, earlier in the episode, he was trying to convince them to sell for $1 million, but she's saying, listen, this place is worth more than that. So I thought it was a pretty good episode. A lot going on here, we're seeing things going on here. We're seeing now that Keyshawn is going to go on this tour with Lil Murda. We're going to see how that's going to work out with that. I'm interested to see what's going to go on between these girls, those 2 new girls, and Mercedes. That's going to come to a head too, especially with her feeling the pressure of being older and being the it girl. Now here come these 2 new girls. They doing all kinds of tricks too, and you got these shoulder problems and this, you know, come on. So that's going to be interesting. But overall, I thought it was a good episode. Tell me your thoughts. I had to come on here and discuss it and review it. That's all I got for now. I enjoyed it. Such a well-written show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.